Hi, my name is Jafet Santawana, and when I was 10, I remembered going to an aquarium and seeing all types of fish for the first time in my life. I remember being told by a tour guide about coral bleaching and how it can cause thousands of fish to die. This is due to coral uh, global warming, she told me. And I always wondered what that was. And I learned that due to global warming, our ocean ecosystem is changing for the worst and is in the process of depleting our food supply of fish, which I quoted from my tour guide by Rebecca James from SeaWorld. And so to achieve sustainability, big business leaders should make decisions and goals towards controlling carbon emissions by having them reduce the amount of green gas green gases they produce into the environment by using power sources that are renewable and that do not produce greenhouse gases. So that brings me to my first point. And first, I will be talking about the problem of how big business owners are producing way too much green gas emissions that are contributing to global warming. Second, I'll be going over the solution about how big business owners can use power source alternatives that are renewable. And thirdly, I'll be going over how big business owners can benefit from reducing the amount of carbon emissions by using power source alternatives that are renewable. So for my first point, big business owners are producing large amount of green gas emissions through industrial practices, which is resulting in hurting our ecosystem and our environment. It is said that in an article titled Source of Greenhouse Gas Emissions, the ocean in the Pacific are going through the state of coral bleaching due to greenhouse gases being produced by big business owners and are reducing the amount of fish in certain areas in the sea by 10%. And this means that the gas produced by big businesses are contributing in reducing the amount of different species of fish in the Pacific Ocean. And we won't be able to see those different types of species, only like a few. So that brings me to my next point in like how it's disturbing our ecosystem. In an article made by Amy Quinton, it states air pollution in Los Angeles is increasing by 4% a year due to big business owners producing large amount of greenhouse gases. And this is today the air quality of Los Angeles is depleting due to the greenhouse gases that are being emitted near by the city because of like those due to industrial practices that emit greenhouse gases because they're not using renewable. This shows that if these practices continue, our global ecosystem will drop in life quality for the next generations if this contributes. Now that we've reviewed the problems, let's look at some of what's causing these. Let's talk about the solution. So the solution to these gas emissions is by having big business owners use alternative power sources that are renewable. Instead of using fossil fuels, they can use renewable power such as solar panels. Carson Schwalbach from the University of Nebraska-Lincoln said that solar energy has the potential to supply 69% of total electricity needs by 2050, and by 2100 will have the potential to supply 90% of our energy needs. In another article, so that means like we could save a lot of like life, and the supply of electricity will like cover all our energy needs through the solar panels. So in another article made by Admin about 6 types of renewable energy sources that big businesses can use states that wind energy is a clean energy source that doesn't produce carbon dioxide or release any other harmful products into the air. So it's just like solar panels, wind power can also not produce any carbon emissions that can harm our ecosystem in any way. And this is another way big businesses can make power without producing greenhouse gases. So now that we talked about the solutions, I'm gonna tell you the benefits that big business leaders can have from using renewable energy. So big businesses can greatly benefit from reducing carbon emissions by using alternative power sources in which they can make more money. So big businesses that use renewable energy are able to have powerful return on investments. And so it is said by Rinkesh in an article that he made titled 9 Ways Businesses Can Benefit from Renewable Energy, that later in the future, after making the investment in such renewable energy on power source, you will save money for years to come that you can save on maintenance fees and repairs. So like repairs are cheaper, and because there's going to be less of the repairs and the fees aren't going to be that high on maintenance. And another point I would like to say is that big businesses can use renewable power sources as a marketing tool. Rinkesh stated that with the number of people looking to make more conscious purchasing choices on this rise, switching to renewable energy will give you the ability to market your business as green. People like to help the environment and they want to feel like they're not doing anything that's like that. They want to contribute to a better generation of clearer air, less greenhouse gases. And if you market yourself with like not using greenhouse gases and like going green, you'll gain more people, which will make you more money. So in conclusion, I would like to say that big business owners are producing too much carbon emissions into the air through their industrial practices that are hurting the ocean through coral bleaching because of the gas emissions and because of also the reduce in air quality in such cities like Los Angeles because of the close by industrial places that emit gas. And then to my second point, because of big business can reduce carbon emissions by using alternative power sources that are renewable. And third, like big businesses can benefit by making more money from using renewable power sources. So big businesses must stop being like non-renewable and start using renewable energy so that we can achieve climate sustainability. So that brings me to my story of how I learned why the fish were dying out, which was due to coral bleaching through the emissions of greenhouse gases by big businesses. We can keep the number of varieties of fish in the sea at a steady growth if we use renewable energy. Thank you.